Hello, I'm Lucy Price. I'm the founder and managing director of Loop Talent, and this is my hot take. I'm the founder and owner of Loop Talent, a below-the-line head of department, agency and crew diary service, working in high-end TV, film, commercials and music promos. So my background is as an assistant director, so I worked my way up as a freelancer on set. I know the freelance world very well. I know the highs and the lows, and that makes me a great agent because I can help our freelancers navigate that freelance world. As a freelancer, it's natural to experience peaks and troughs in the industry, and in today's current climate, I think that there is a huge pool of talent out there. The freelance market is very tricky, and depending on what genre you work in, there are, lots of other freelancers vying for specific jobs. And I think there's real key things that you can do as a freelancer to make yourself more attractive to this market. And the first one starts with building your own personal brand. At the end of the day, you're not just, a freelancer. That's your career, that's your life. And I think if you can brand it in a really clever way, you're just making yourself so much more attractive to potential employers. And I don't necessarily mean you need to have a logo and that kind of thing, but you just need to have a real consistent message across all of your social media and your website. This is who I am, this is my work, this is what I want to do. It really can be as simple as that. I'm really interested in TikTok. Personally, I'm not on it. I'm not of that new cool kid era, but there's quite a few freelancers on there that are really making it their own, and I feel like that is such an amazing space to showcase your work. It doesn't have to be, here I am on set, look at me, look at me. But if you're a DOP, for example, to have your work by your side where you talk about what lenses you've used and why, what lighting you've used and why. I think that's a really incredible way of selling yourself, selling your skills, and also showing off your work, because everyone's interested in this career, so why wouldn't you talk about it in that field? I think a lot of freelancers think that LinkedIn is just for the corporate world, but when you think about commercials, if an agency producer or an EP is seeing your work and you're a DOP, then that might spark up some ideas, or it might end up in a treatment, and then a producer might say, who did that? Let's get in touch with them, perhaps they can do it again. And actually that's what's happened recently with us. We had a costume designer shoot a big commercial in the US and create these amazing superhero costumes, and recently a producer got in touch and said, we're trying to recreate these costumes, will they do it? So it was a fantastic way to get them back in the room. A lot of the time we get approached by producers, online producers, looking to fulfil a specific brief for projects, whether that's high-end TV, film, commercials or music promo. The director is obviously going to want to know your aesthetic, what creative you're going to bring to the project, but the producer is looking at numbers. Are you a risk? Do you have the stamina? Do you have a diverse team? They're going to be thinking about ways that you're going to deliver, and not necessarily about the creative. You really need to think about what producers are going to think of you. Your skills will always get you in the room, but your soft skills will keep you there. Filming is often brutal. You might be shooting for 14, 16-hour days. You want to surround yourself with good people that you're going to like, you're going to enjoy chatting to while you're by the tea wagon. So I think it's really important that you come across well, you present yourself well, because people want to work with good people. I don't think there's any secret that this industry is built on networking, and I think that some people might struggle to put themselves in the room with other people of either a similar level or a higher level. Everyone has done it from when they first started out in their career. I think it's fine to approach people if you haven't worked with them for a couple of months or even a couple of years. It's built on relationships, so you have to keep those relationships alive. People will always recommend you if you tell them what you want to do, and if you're likeable as well. My advice to freelancers who are thinking about becoming represented by an agency is to think about why you want representation. What do you actually want from an agent? And are you ready to step up in your career? I think it's really important to your research as well. Look at all of the agencies wherever you are based. Look at all the agents that work for those companies as well. What do they offer? What kind of people do they represent? Do you want to be pitched against those people? Do you want the work to filter down from those people? Are you in good company? When we're looking to sign people, it really is very varied. I'm looking for someone that I know I can work with, someone that I think I can sell, a body of work that I like and will like talking about. It's really important to me that I work with people that I like. We have a no asshole policy at Loop Talent. It just means that I can speak to producers in earnest and say, you will have a good time with this person for your 9-month shoot in New Zealand because they are a good human. So if someone wants to be represented by Loop Talent, I would always say email in with your CV and portfolio. It's really important to do your research. Tell me why you want to be represented. Tell me why you want to be represented by me. I need to know why, because I can't guess. During quiet periods of work, I always tell our clients that it's really important that they rest, reinvigorate themselves, try and upskill as much as they can. There might be a course in some new technology that they might like to take. It might just be as simple as relaxing with friends, catching up with people, just to feed your soul before work starts getting busy again. It's difficult to offer any mental health advice for when you're having those quiet times, because although these are conversations that I often have with clients, and of course I've been there myself as a freelancer, and I remember finishing a 6-month project and then just being absolutely exhausted for a week, and then the second week you are completely panicking about not having any work. But I think it's just part of freelance life, and you have to really ride that wave. And also, I think to be a freelancer you have to be a certain type of person. You've got to realise that these peaks and troughs are only very short-lived, and to have a sustainable career in the industry you've really got to know that early on. And that's my hot take.